Part of boosting our immune system is keeping away from what inhibits or compromises our immune system. So what compromises our immune system? Late nights, going to bed at midnight. Going to bed at midnight and only having 5 to 6 hours of sleep, it inhibits your body's ability to have a strong immune system. Dehydration. When we're not drinking enough water, our body cannot replace, boost or maintain our immune system. Coffee, coca-cola, Dr. Peppers, they all inhibit the immune system because they have a devastatingly dehydrating effect on the body. Dr. Neil Nedley, in his book Proof Positive, he actually lists how many white blood cells are destroyed with every teaspoon of sugar. Sugar kills off your immune system. So whenever you're sick, whenever you're cold, don't touch it. In fact, if you want to maintain a healthy, strong immune system, don't touch it altogether. And there's no need to have refined sugar, especially when we've got honey and maple syrup. I think my favourite must be maple syrup. Some people might debate that with me and say, no, they prefer honey. I'm so glad that God gave us all the choice. God gave us different tastes, and depending where you live, depending what's available to you, your taste might change a little bit with that. But these are the natural sugars, and they do not interfere with the immune system. When my children were little, I used to make them a dessert, maybe a couple of times a week, and I would use honey or maple syrup, or I might use some dried fruits. My husband loves apple pie. And so I make a pastry out of spelt flour, olive oil and water, and then I stew the apples, and just as the apples are finished cooking, I put either sultanas, I think you call them raisins here, let them plump up. I put that into the case, put the top on, and bake the pie. That's a deliciously sweet pie, and yet there's no sugar in it. So there are ways to cook and there are ways to enjoy your food without having to resort to the refined sugar. Nothing wrong with the sugar cane. The sugar cane will not inhibit your immune system. Why not? Because it's so bound up in fibre, it slowly releases the glucose, and sugar cane is very high in minerals. And what the minerals do, they release the glucose into the blood in a way that is balanced and does not damage your immune system. Drugs damage the immune system. Antibiotics damage the immune system. Chemotherapy is disastrous on the immune system. Most drugs have an effect to knock back the immune system. Make sure you exercise every day. If you do not exercise, you are not getting your immune system booster. If you never experience the cold shower after the hot, you will never experience the immune system booster. Stress, anxiety, worry can all inhibit the immune system. So it's important every day to love the moment. When you love the moment, past pain fades and future worries don't seem so bad when you love the moment. Love the moment. Thank God for the moment. In a minute you'll get another moment. Oh, how often are we robbed of the joy of the moment because we allow our mind go to the past pain or the future worries. Trust in God. He is worthy to be trusted. In Isaiah 26 verse 3, God said that He will keep him in perfect peace, the man whose mind is stayed on God, because he trusts in God. When you trust in God, when you believe that He loves you, that He has you in His hands, that He has your life planned out, all we need to do is trust Him. No wonder Jesus said, unless you become like a little child. Have you noticed those little children have perfect trust? I'm always a bit worried when I'm holding my little grandson's hand. He's only 3. He thinks when he's holding my hand, he's invincible. He has perfect trust in me. Whoa, it's a little disconcerting at times. But it is a beautiful illustration of how God wants us to trust Him. That will prevent us allowing our minds to worry and stress, because that can inhibit the immune system.
Barbara O'Neill reveals that one of the greatest secrets to strengthening the immune system is not found in complex treatments or expensive supplements, but in simple lifestyle habits that support the body's natural ability to defend itself. Before explaining how to boost immunity, she draws attention to the everyday choices that silently weaken our health. Barbara O'Neill highlights that many people unknowingly damage their immune system through habits that seem harmless, but slowly exhaust the body's resources. One of the major unhealthy habits she addresses is sleeping late. Barbara O'Neill explains that the body follows natural rhythms, and the early part of the night is when the most important healing and detoxification processes occur. This is the time when the liver works intensely to purify the blood. The brain removes waste through the glymphatic system, and the immune system resets itself for the next day. When we stay awake during these crucial hours, the body misses its repair window, leaving the immune system more vulnerable and less able to defend us from disease. She also highlights dehydration as a serious threat to the immune system. Water is essential for every cellular function in the body, and without sufficient hydration, cells cannot communicate effectively or respond quickly to pathogens. Dehydration thickens the blood, slows circulation, and limits the movement of immune cells that protect us. Barbara O'Neill explains that the body cannot operate in a state of dryness, and even slight dehydration can compromise immunity, energy levels, and overall health. Another habit she warns about is the regular consumption of coffee. While coffee is socially accepted and widely used to boost energy, Barbara O'Neill points out that it places stress on the adrenal glands and the nervous system. Instead of providing true energy, it forces the body into a state of stimulation, which over time contributes to fatigue, mineral depletion, and weakened immunity. Barbara O'Neill explains that this constant push against the body's natural rhythms eventually leads to lowered resistance to illness. Sugar is perhaps the most damaging habit on the list. Barbara O'Neill reveals that sugar has an immediate and profound effect on the immune system. Even a small amount can reduce the efficiency of white blood cells, the very cells responsible for fighting infections. Sugar feeds inflammation, disrupts the gut microbiome, and creates a biochemical environment that encourages disease rather than health. She emphasizes that people often consume far more sugar than they realize, and its silent influence weakens immunity day after day. For these reasons, Barbara O'Neill strongly recommends reducing or eliminating these harmful habits, so the body can regain its strength and heal naturally. When we sleep earlier, stay properly hydrated, reduce stimulants like coffee, and avoid sugar, the immune system becomes stronger and more efficient. These simple changes restore the natural harmony of the body, allowing it to protect itself more effectively and giving us the possibility of enjoying a longer, healthier, more vibrant life.